Hey, what's good? We have Democrats, we have Republicans, and apparently now Federalists? I've been hearing this Federalist term a lot lately. Hopefully, this video from GPB Education can tell us what it is and how it's different. I'm going to keep working on some warm-up sketches before we get into it. Remember to go to coconutjustice.com to get you some clothes I think would look good on you. Let's go. All right, GPB Education. What is federalism? Let's go.
America, land of the free, home of the multi-layered government system we call federalism. Federalism is the constitutional division of power between the U.S. state governments and the national government, also known as the federal government.
Okay.
By design, the U.S. has different levels of government, ranging from the smallest areas of the country to the entire United States of America. Before we dive into this unique system of government, it's important to address what government is and why we have it. Simply put, a government is a particular system used for overseeing a specific area, like a country or state. It's made up of people who control and make decisions, like passing laws for that area. Sometimes those people are elected, and other times they're appointed or hired by government officials. Having a government is important in order to keep people safe and protected. Consider this scenario. You're on the bus headed to school, but roads are in poor condition, and there are no lanes, speed limits, stop signs, or traffic lights. The roads would be chaotic, and you probably wouldn't feel safe. In its basic form, government is people coming together to organize a set of rules that we can agree to and abide by. It puts the civil
And not have to worry about a
civilization.
lot of stuff so
The
we can get to
framers of the
making
US
things better. Yeah.
Sought to create a system that divided power between the government of the U.S. and the governments of individual states.
Yeah.
The national government has certain powers defined by the U.S. Constitution that states do not have, such as the powers to declare war, coin money, and regulate international trade. Other powers belong exclusively to the states. These reserved powers include conducting elections, issuing marriage and driver's licenses, ratifying amendments to the U.S. Constitution, and establishing local governments for cities and counties. There are also shared powers between state and federal governments, including the power to collect taxes, maintain law and order, and build highways. And the layers don't stop there. Government powers extend to cities and counties within a state. In Georgia, there are 159 counties and over 530 cities, also known as municipalities, within these counties. Counties serve several purposes, such as providing courts of law, holding elections, building and repairing county roads, and providing services like police and fire protection, libraries, schools, and public transportation. Within those counties are cities, which vary in power. Generally, a city holds the power to maintain law enforcement, collect taxes, and provide water and trash services. These local forms of government are important because they
To be clear, trash like taking out the garbage and taking it. It's not any of these services that you guys might be like, that's trash.
have a more direct interest in what's going on in their immediate community. If you've been counting, that's a total of 4 territorial divisions of government. So, how do they apply to the citizens of the United States? Imagine the tiered levels of government as a Russian nesting doll, with you in the center as the smallest doll. The second smallest doll is city government, and all the laws in that city apply to you. The county level government falls over the city government and you. All the laws and regulations set forth by the county apply to the city and to you. But the city laws don't necessarily apply to the entire county because there can be multiple cities within a county. The state government doll covers all of the counties, cities, and people in the state. A law passed at a state level cannot be overridden by a local government. Finally, you have the largest doll, the federal government. The federal government reigns supreme, literally. Article 6, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution is the Supremacy Clause, which establishes that federal laws are the supreme law of the land. This means that national laws take priority over any conflicting state laws. Say, for example, Georgia wanted to pass a law making the voting age 21 years and older. This would be unconstitutional because it violates the 26th Amendment that states all citizens in the United States.
And I know that they've been beating you over the head with that term, unconstitutional, and all it basically means is that it's not in accordance to the rules listed in the Constitution. That's all it is. Sometimes they use it to be a little scary and whatever. Centuries, 2.5 centuries of smart people making rules to enable a free society to do whatever the hell it is that they want to do.
18 years or older cannot be denied the right to vote based on their age. Although the federal government may pass laws that apply to all states, cities, and people, its power is limited by the U.S. Constitution. In fact, the 10th Amendment, the last entry in the Bill of Rights, was created in order to restrict the range of power exercised by the federal government.
And it's important to point out that both sides have been chipping away. That's why we have to be careful, because if you have the wrong person taking the office of the president, they're going to abuse the rules and they're going to try to turn it into a monarchy and all that stuff. That's not how it works. A democracy is for the people, by the people. The presidency is not supposed to be above the law, and not for anything, but if you don't like it, if you think we need a strong man, you can grab all your things and move out of the country. Go find yourself a strong man somewhere else. That's not what America is for. That's not what we are built for. That's not what the hell we're supposed to be doing. It's for the people, by the people. And if you're one person that thinks that you have all the answers, you need to kick rocks.
The 10th Amendment states that any power not listed in the U.S. Constitution is reserved for the states or the people. Another way to illustrate these divisions of power is to think about it in this way. Classroom rules may differ from one teacher to another. One teacher may allow free seating, while another provides assigned seating. But the school rules, like dress codes and bell schedules, apply to all classrooms. And the school district's code of conduct applies to all students in every school in the district. That means pulling the...
You see what I mean? Like, the president doesn't need to have his nose all up in California's business. He doesn't need to have their nose all up in West Virginia's business. West Virginians know exactly what West Virginians need. The president's office is supposed to be one that you deal with everyone outside the United States, and you check in with all the governors, and then you check with them to make sure that they have everything that they need, and that's how it's supposed to be. This dude's not supposed to be doing all this stuff that he's doing. And not just the current president. I'm talking about all of them. We've been creeping closer and closer to giving the president, the office of the presidency, way more power than they should. What does a national figurehead know about you paying your bills in Rockford, Illinois? What does this person know about you guys living in Tallahassee? The closer to you, the more powerful the government should be, because that government understands that location. They understand what that group of people is doing. Why would you ever want someone to tell, say, Atlanta or Macon, even better? Macon. People in Macon, Georgia, don't want to hear from people from San Francisco. People from San Francisco live in San Francisco. What the fuck do they know about you and everything that you're doing and you got going on? Same thing. The governors should be doing and saying and being the president of that state, And then when they need something, or when they need to go and communicate with the federal government helps however the hell they're supposed to. But this is silliness. Like, one person can make the decision to change the economic structure of the country, and everything is falling apart, and everyone's like, yeah, okay.
Alarm or intentionally blocking school traffic are offenses in any classroom in any school in the district. Just like government, these rules are intended to keep people safe. Now that you know how the United States separates governments responsible for lawmaking, can you think of any other examples of division of power? Thanks for watching this episode of Things Explained.
Yeah, so there you have it. I didn't think a federalist, because I've heard the term Federalist Society and stuff like that. That's where it gets goofy. You have to be careful with people that are trying to consolidate power. Whoever, whatever side, I don't care. Whoever is trying to consolidate power and turn it more into monarchy or oligarchy or whatever, and it's generally rich people that think that they have it all figured out. Just because you have a little bit of money, don't make you smarter than people from the streets. That's just wild. But because they have the right relationships and they went to the right schools and maybe they went to the right party and all this stuff, oh, now you're the exalted one. Nah, bitch. You don't know what it is to be me. You don't know what it is to be anyone like me. I just want the government to be supportive. Whatever it is that we are trying to do as a nation, whatever it is you that are trying to do as an American, if it's going to be something that is going to make society better, yeah, I do think that the government should help. And I also think that the government should be doing a lot more than just run around being bullies and blowing things up and renting out armies and stuff like that. But again, that's the federal government. Someone in Wyoming doesn't need to be worried about the bombings in Yemen and stuff like that, unless you're worried about that's how your money is being spent, right? Then that's a completely different argument. But me, living in California, whatever's happening internationally, leave that up to the president. Leave that up to the federal government. That's on you guys. But this local stuff, like who's polluting the water and all that stuff, speeding tickets, all that stuff, federal government doesn't need to worry about any of that stuff. They need to get the hell out of your business. The more government you have in your business, in your personal business, the more you realize that you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to get anywhere. That's why the Democrats get in trouble, because they want to like build rules and be ready for literally anything. And it's not the case. You're not going to be able to do that. History is unraveling and you're not ready for it. We're not ready for AI. We're not ready for half the stuff that technology introduces into our lives. And that's why things get chaotic. So that's what federalism is the government, the federal government. And some people think that the federal government should have more power than they do. I don't think so. I think the more local you get, the more powerful the government should be. I hope you learned something. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with each and every one of your friends. And if you want to come hang out with me and watch videos while I work on creative projects, hit that subscribe button and then change the little bell so it says all. That way, every time I come out with something new, you'll be alerted. Don't forget to go to coconutjustice.com to get you some dope gear. And with that, I'm out.